Hello there, listeners. Here is Maya speaking from outside of my humble little tent in Klil, northern Israel. It's now about 11 a.m. at June 13. I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. from a very loud sound of explosion. I guess it sounds like a bomb that got exploded air by the IDF uh, air defense system. This is how it sounds like, and it was very loud. It sounds very near. There was a bit after the bomb exploded, it was also a few alarms. Later on during the morning, a message came from the IDF saying that the alarm was false alarm, but obviously everyone here in the village, we heard this explosion. And it was not surprise for anyone. Yeah, no one was surprised to hear a giant explosion at 5 a.m. Because recently in the last few days we heard generally in the last 8 months there is explosions like all the time, but recently, like yesterday and maybe the day before, the frequency of explosions were increased, and that's because the IDF killed one of the Hezbollah head commanders. It was yesterday. It was a holiday in Israel, Shavuot, and everyone had like a day off. And the IDF found it the right date to kill one of the Hezbollah head commanders, which quite it was quite you could have expected that it will lead to sending many missiles into Israel, and it did. They said like about 200 missiles were sent into Israel yesterday from Lebanon. They created lots of fire that birth in all kind of places. Yeah, also because it's summer now and it's very hot. Both we have like global warming, and so it's extra hot, and now they sending missiles, so fire start because it's so hot, and missiles, and stuff. Yeah, so what did I wanted to say about that? I think what I wanted to say is that it's really show, like it's give really good example of how the leadership is so disconnected from the people that are actually living in the land. Obviously, the Israeli politicians and leaders, and I guess also the Hezbollah politicians, leaders, stuff, are very much protected in their bubble, with like shelters and security guards and everything they need to keep themselves protected and disconnected from the suffering that is actually happen in the war zone. I don't think there is any politician that is evacuated from their home for the last 8 months or had their home bombed. And this is maybe why they find it rationalized and sensible to kill the Hezbollah head commander. I can't really think about any reason that killing the Hezbollah head commander will make any benefit for the people that are actually suffering from the war here in the north of Israel. I saw like a news report that the Hezbollah respond to that killing of their supreme commander. They respond and said like, if the Israel government think that this will lead us to stop the war, they have it completely wrong. Obviously, if you kill our head commanders, we will react with increasing the attack over Israel. It's quite obvious, right? Like, how can it? What good can come out of killing this supreme commander? When they killed a supreme commander of Iran, the Iranians react with sending a whole army of flying robots to like attack Israel. So, and now they still think it's good a strategy. It's like, what? Um, I think who make the benefit from this activity is the ones that are in charge on the on collecting like secret information about the enemy, and all kind of I think military commanders that said like, "Ooh, we actually have the ability of killing this supreme commander of the Hezbollah. We will do it because it's like so impressive that we have this ability." And maybe they just did it to like impress themselves and their commanders, and maybe I don't know, maybe someone that like lead this act will get like what's the word in English? Like will get like some kind of benefit, like better job or more money out of this action of out of leading this action of killing the Hezbollah commander. But for the people here suffering from the war, it's obviously doing only bad, because now we got like so many bombs coming into Israel and fire birth, and I think the chances to get into any arrangement that will bring peace and quiet to the region is really went like more far, like it will be more difficult to get into arrangements that will bring peace and quiet to the region when you do stuff like killing the Hezbollah supreme commanders. It just shows you how much the government is disconnected from the people and not serving at all the needs of the people. This war is not serving at all the needs of the people here in the north of Israel. And from that reason, I find it so like sad that many people are supporting this war, saying like, yeah, we need to fight them worse. We need to fight the Hezbollah harder. This will be the way to bring us safety. This is very common idea among the Israeli people and among the people here in the north, I think, which is like, I don't know, in my perspective, as a person that live in northern Israel, I find it completely ignorant and disconnected from reality. You know what they find as solution? They just publish it someone published it in my village community WhatsApp group. There is like a new idea, a new a new idea. Sorry, my English is not perfect. Some words are missing. So there is a new idea of Israeli civilians that created like a group to promote settling in South Lebanon. Okay, so some Israeli people think that the best way to bring safety and quiet and good life to their children and grandchildren, I guess, will be more conquering and more occupation of lands in Lebanon, like entering into Lebanon with the military and conquering land and settle in it. This is their idea to bring quiet and safety to the region. Will you believe that? So it's very, very frustrating. Right now, it seems that the war here in the north is not gonna end soon. It seems that we're gonna have lots and lots of more bombs, maybe worse. It seems like it's just getting worse, really. And all this war in the north, why is that? Why is the Hezbollah attacking Israel for the last 8 months? They're saying it very clearly. They are doing that because of the war in Gaza. The Hezbollah said so many times, stop the war in Gaza and we will stop the war here. They said it very clearly many times. And the Hamas say, stop the war in Gaza get the IDF out of Gaza, and we will give you all the hostages back. Yeah, and okay, so go out of Gaza and release Palestinian prisoners. Okay, and we will give you the hostages back. It means that if the Israeli government will decide today to stop the war and bring the IDF out of Gaza, we will have all the hostages out and stop the war in the north today. Will you believe that? And they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They want to conquer Gaza and South Lebanon and settle in it. This is their plan, I guess. Something like that. It's completely crazy. Very, very frustrating to be a pro-peace and pro-safety, I guess, person here in Israel in those days. It seems that the Israeli government, supported by, I think, many of Israelis, and especially the extreme right-wing Israeli, is they just got completely out of their mind, and they're doing like terrible, tragic decisions to insist to continue this terrible war that brings so much death and suffer and trauma to both sides. And this is terrible. So again, my call very clearly: stop the war in Gaza. It will bring the hostages back and end the war in the north immediately. Stop the war in Gaza. That's the solution. Very clearly, very obvious. So it's good. I just want to speak it up. So here I speak it up. Thank you, listeners, for listening, and bless us all.